to day 4 of Vlogmas 2019. It's Wednesday the 4th of December. I've put up some footage of just a couple of things from this morning, and you'll notice there was no Christmas footage from last night. Some of the baby calves have picked up a virus just like you and I do, and they needed extra help with feeding and being looked after, so that kept everything late and we weren't able to get out. That's just the joys of living on a farm and looking after animals. But anyway, I just thought I would take a minute and I would share with you a couple of projects that I have knit through the year. After all, this is meant to be a crafty podcast or a crafty vlog, and these are a couple of shawls that I've knit. This one here I knit last year. Rather than doing a Christmas Eve cast on, I did a knit along that was being run by or organised by the Gentle Knitter podcast, and it started on the 21st, sorry, I'm just trying to find my notes for the details of it. It started on the 21st of December and it ran through to the 21st of January. So the pattern was called Hedge Witch and it was from Wolf and Fawn Knits. I'm not going to say the girl's name because I would absolutely kill it, but I found the pattern on Ravelry and it was a paid for pattern. I chose yarn from Lobe Lenatope and I've probably killed that as well. It's an Aran sport weight yarn, which was 100% wool. The pattern called for nearly 600 metres of the main colour and nearly 400 metres of the contrast colour, and I know I did have quite a bit left, but I'm not sure. I just didn't note down how much I actually bought, whether I bought an extra skein in case I would run out. So the colourways were only numbered, they weren't named, but this is the pattern. It's a triangular shawl, if you can see, yeah, and the pattern was actually done on the reverse. Yeah, so the colour it's like a beige type colour, and the navy that I use as the contrast is like a marine blue. It's maybe slightly, well, it's pretty good. If you see it against my nails or navy, so it's slightly lighter than that. I did finish it in the time. I enjoyed knitting it. It is a really good big size shawl. It's lovely just round your shoulders. I use it in the winter time in the car, which was quite nice, just to keep your shoulders warm. And yeah, it's really comfortable. It's not too scratchy. It's the first time I've knit using 100% wool, so it was interesting to see what it would be like, but it blocked beautifully. So that was one of the shawls. The other one I knit for the summertime, where we were going on holidays and the weather was beautiful, but it always gets cooler in the evening times, and if you've been out in the sun you always feel it cooler in the evening. So I knit this. It is another shawl by Helen Stewart of Curious Handmade, and it was called the 100 Acre Wood. Again, it's a paid for pattern from Ravelry, and the yarn I chose for it was from Elm Tree Yarns that I spoke about yesterday, Diane, and I put the details in the link yesterday down below in the comment section. And the two colours I chose were the Pear Tree Fairy, and I think the second colour, which is this one, the main green, she dyed for me, and it was called Wattle. I know the patterns, a lot of people I've seen, they'd used very stark contrasts. I just have a difficulty in choosing stark contrasts. I'm inclined to be more muted in my colour choice, and like to pick a colour out and sort of match it. I suppose that's just my personality and you can't change that. So it's a crescent shaped shawl. It requires it requires 875 yards, just over 800 meters in total, but it didn't take, I don't think it took nearly as much as that. I can't remember. I need to start recording how much yarn I have left to be more accurate. See if I can get this. Well, I'm trying to show you. I do take 2 of that. And even that's not very good, but you'll get the idea. So it's really nice, it's lovely and soft, and it's nice to wear, and it's nice and bright, just even in the winter time under a plain coloured coat. So that's one of the other shawls that I knit, and I'll show you some other knitted things on other days. I don't want to be keeping you. Just the book I was referring to is actually just a project notebook that I made. It's just a hard basic blank notebook, and I made an index in the front and recorded the pattern name, the page it's on, and who maybe the recipient was, and then I just record details of the projects that I've knit. Then last year I got a little printer as a Christmas present, so I started to print out the finished object photo, a little sample of the yarn that was used, and I did that right through for a long time, and then it fell by the wayside. But that's some of the projects that I knit, and some that are still works in progress, right up until quite recently, and then I stopped printing and got lazy. So I need to start that and get it up and going again. So it's a good idea because it means you can refer back, and especially with socks, if you make changes to patterns, it's nice to be able to go back and then just follow those changes through when you're knitting the pattern again. So that's my project book. I'm just going to go now and have my cuppa, and I'm going to get a row or 2 of knitting in before I head off for my 2 appointments this afternoon. I don't know whether I've already said, but I'm going for a reflexology appointment, and then I'm going to get my nails painted in some nice Christmas colours. So if I'm not back on, enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll see you all again tomorrow.